Hey guys, I went to a buddy's garage, filled up a short box of dollar comics. Garage sale? Maybe. Stick around and see what some of the stuff is that I got. Okay, guys, so I just got to my buddy Steve's place, he's having kind of a clean out sale of all his dollar books and some trade books. Steve is a seller, a dealer that I see at a lot of the small local shows. So he invited a couple of his friends, his regulars that he sees at these shows, to come over, hang out, let's have some drinks and some food, and he's got all this stuff set up in his garage. So I don't know what to expect. I've brought with me like 2 short boxes empty and a long box just in case. I don't know what I'm going to see and find. He did say it's dollar books, so you know me. I love my dollar books. So let's go ahead and I'll get out of the car. We'll go. Hopefully he doesn't mind me filming some of the stuff, and maybe I can get him on here and we'll chit chat a little bit. But let's go ahead and get in there and see what there is to see. Hey! Okay, guys, I don't know how well you can hear me because I'm actually in the car driving, but I'm heading home from my buddy Steve's house, and it was like boxes and boxes of dollar comics. It was crazy. A lot of Marvel, a lot of DC, found a lot of cool stuff. I don't know how I'm going to separate this to show it off to you guys, but I'm probably going to pick out some of the bigger keys that I found, or kind of the cooler oddball things that I found, and put it together in a video. So as you saw in some of the footage I didn't take a lot, took a little bit of digging, and kind of gave you guys an overall view of everything that was there. So we're gonna finish heading home, and then at some point I will record something for you guys. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can in a moving Jeep with a soft top, a little bit loud. So let's head home, and hopefully I'll find some cool stuff to show you guys that you'll enjoy. Okay, guys, I hope you liked a little bit of that footage. I didn't want to take too much footage of me digging through the boxes, but as you saw, there was a lot of dollar boxes in Steve's garage. And yeah, I did a pretty good job filling a short box with a bunch of goodies. Now, there was a lot of stuff there. Oh, let me put that down. My arm's getting sore already. So there was a lot of stuff in there that I could have put more in another box, or even a long box. He had some like graphic novels and stuff like that too, but I went with just filling a short box. I figured that, that was pretty good for a bunch of dollar books. It kind of helped me once again rein it in a little bit. But what I want to do, since I got this big old box and I can't show you everything in here, I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a second. I'm going to pick out some of my key ones that I got. So I'm thinking I'm going to shoot for about 10 to show you guys of just some of the stuff that I found in all those boxes that you saw in that raw footage of me at his garage. So let me pause here, and I'll dig out some of the key comics that I got and go over why did I grab these ones. Well, that was hard to pick just 10, so I actually picked out 20 to show you guys. And I'm not counting the ones that I got for some buddies, or some of the other ones I put aside that either they're just really rough, so I'm gonna use them as giveaways and stuff like that. But I did pick out a bunch, and I'm gonna I divided them up for you guys too, so I can show you, like, kind of group them up a little bit easier to digest. So I'm going to start with this little stack here that's Marvel stuff, and I'm going to try and run through these pretty quick, guys. Some of them weren't keys or anything. They were just interesting to me, so I thought it was something I've never seen before. I want to get it and check it out type of thing. And for $1, it's a good way to check it out. So one of the first things I got here is from Marvel. This is Fun in Games magazine, number 10. I don't remember these. I think I would have gotten these if they were around in the 80s when I was really collecting. But I got this because I thought it was kind of neat. I mean, I think it's a neat thing for kids. It definitely would get them into the comics. I mean, look at that. That's a cool maze of Ghost Rider. And I think this was the issue. I got 2 of these, actually, that I saw. I mean, they had some kind of neat, I think it goes this way, actually, little poster of a character in there. Some of the stuff was done in here. You could see one of the kids was filling out the puzzles and stuff they have in here. The reason I got this specific issue is for when I was flipping through, I saw this right here, this bullpen biopsy with Stan Lee as Cap, Hulk, and Spidey. I thought it was hilarious. It made me laugh. So I was like, yeah, I got to get that. And look at that rainbow maze. That's kind of cool. So, oh, and there he is down there as a thing too. So yeah, I thought that was funny. So that's kind of why I got it. But I thought it was just something neat. If I don't do the puzzles, it is fun to look through and kind of nostalgia. Take a trip down nostalgia. Even though I don't really remember it, I thought it was kind of cool. Next up from my Marvel pile here is I got this one. Avengers Invaders. This was a limited series. This is 9 of 12. Now this is I got this. I think I might have this already, but I got a second copy because why not? I might give it away, but it's awesome. Alex Ross cover. I mean, look at that Red Skull. with all the banners and all the heroes down here below. A really, really cool cover. I don't think he did the art inside. Let me flip real quick. No, he did. He just did the covers. I think he co-wrote this, is what it was too. So I'm a sucker for the Invaders. I like the Invaders. And this one was one of their better stories that they did with the Invaders because it was kind of a throwback. So that was kind of cool. Now, this one I got just based on the cover. I thought it was a cool cover. And I vaguely remember that Louise Simonson wrote this. And it's kind of neat to see Mary Jane as Spider-Man. Now, I don't think this was the first time that she appears as him, in the costume and stuff. I mean, this was mid 80s, but I thought it was kind of neat cover. And I think it's a first appearance. To say I wrote it down here. Alistair Smythe, first appearance. I don't remember this character, but I bought it, I'll admit, just based on the cover. It's kind of cool, iconic cover. And then I was super excited about this one. There's a couple in this series I've talked about Strike Force a couple times. This is number 30. So this is the last issue in the series. I think I found 3 or 4 there. I need one more for the full run. So I was super excited to find the last issue. The last issues are always, hard to find sometimes. So I was super excited at that. Eventually, maybe I'll do it before I get that last one because I could probably piece in the story. But I like to go back and reread this all from the start, start to finish type of thing because it's been a long time since I've read the originals. I've flipped through them a couple times here and there. But yeah, I was super excited to get that. And then I don't have any. I got a couple of this volume of Man Thing. This is from volume 1. This is actually the last issue, number 22. This came out mid 70s, and I always thought this was a cool cover, but I've never been able to find one that's in okay shape. This is okay; it's a reader copy, but yeah, with the little damsel in distress. What do they say? It's the damsel in red dress distress, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I was super excited to finally start working on volume 1 for Man Thing. And then speaking of monsters, I couldn't believe I found this. This was a big win for $1. Incredible Hulk number 331. This is Peter David wrote this, and it's early Todd McFarlane. And this is a key book because it is the first appearance of the Gray Hulk. So it's the first time we get to see the Gray Hulk is in this issue. And this was, like I said, very early on in Todd McFarlane's run. And then I got this one. I thought it's just a cool cover. It's just a one-shot of Wolverine. It's called Logan, Path of the Warlord. It kind of has him in Japan exploring those storylines they do when he's in, the samurai, Logan the Samurai storyline. And the artwork was really cool. It's very stylistic. As you see by the cover, it's kind of very contrast, but the art side inside is a little bit different. But I didn't have this, so it's a Wolverine book. I'm going to pick it up. And then the last little bit I got here from Marvel, and another one I was super excited to get is Chuck Norris Karate Commandos number 3. Now, why am I excited about this Star comic? Very short-lived cartoons toy line of granted, it's Chuck Norris for one thing. And I mean, it's like I said, it's based on the cartoon, so the comic itself looks very much like the cartoon. Let me see if I can find Chuck Norris in here. Oh, there he is. But the reason I was excited about this because it finishes the run. It's a 4-issue run that now I have. Well, here's the other one. So now I have all of them. I can be done with searching for this, which started as just a goof. I ended up getting them all now. So I'm excited to get that. Moving along, guys. That was the Marvel stack. So now I got a DC stack I want to show you guys that I got out of Steve's garage stacks that he had there. Now, the first one I'm going to show you, and I got a couple issues of this run. I think it's like a 12-issue run, but I got about 5 of them. Was this one kind of the goofy 70s DC where they were trying a lot of different stuff. Now, this one's Swords and Science. I did find some stuff of The Claw, which is kind of a take on Conan. which is just sword and sorcery. But this star is Starfire. So this is the first appearance of Starfire in 76. So yeah, I've always saw this in dollar bins, but only just oddball issues, you know. Now the fact that I saw 1 through 5, I was like, oh yeah, I'll grab all. If I could have a nice stretcher like that and read them to kind of see what it's about, I'll get them all for $1. So for $5, I got 5 issues to read it and see if if it's decent, if it's enjoyable and entertaining. Maybe I'll finish it off someday. But yeah, first issue is Starfire, and then next up I got this one. Also, this is, volume 3 of Judge Dredd. And this is when DC had it for just a little bit. They had it for 18 issues, I think it was. And this only ran, this mid 90s, 94 to 96 is what this ran. So I don't remember this at all. I wasn't collecting comics in the 90s. So a lot of 90s stuff I missed. I don't remember this. I just remember the independent Judge Dredd stuff. Which was a lot of it was reprints from, when it was over in the UK. But yeah, short-lived series. Number 1, I'm going to grab a number 1 at least to check it out. So that's kind of cool to find. And speaking of number 1s, here's another one I had to grab. It's Catwoman number 1. And this is a 4-issue limited series that came out in the late 80s, 88. And yeah, this was her first solo series. So it was the first time they featured her in her own series, her own storyline. Once again, it's another one that I see once in a while, but I never saw one. I saw like 3 or something, or maybe 4, and that was it. So finding number 1, I'm gonna grab it for collector's sake and check it out, type of thing. So that was cool. And then keeping with the ladies of DC, this one. Now it's so funny because days before I went to Steve's to look through all his dollars boxes, I was looking at this one in some like claim sales and stuff. Somebody featured it, and I was like, "Ooh, I really like that." I've been kind of on and off going after Batgirl stuff, and I came across this one. I thought that was really cool. I'd like to get it, and then it kind of ranged from like $10, $15. I couldn't believe I found it in a dollar bin, in Steve's garage. So Batgirl Adventures is just a one shot that as you can see, it's kind of a take on the Batman animated series that came out in the 90s. So this was, I think, late 90s, 97, 98. So yeah, like I said, I'm slowly kind of, if I see a Batgirl type comic, I'm going to grab it. And speaking of Batgirl, I got this one. So this is Batgirl Year 1. I've been working on all the issues of this. I think it's like a 10, 12 issue series. I have almost half of them. I got this one because I already have it, but it's beat the heck. So I wanted to upgrade it. And it's a really cool cover. I like this artist. I like the, nice clean background, and then you just see the figure. So it's an upgrade. That's kind of basically why I got that one. And then this one, The Demon. This is volume, let's see, the second volume, I think it was. This was in the mid 80s. It was just a limited series, 4 issues. And this is number 1. So this was the last one I needed for that series. I've found all these in discount bins, but I would never see one. I would always see 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Finally, I found a number 1, so I was very happy I can finish that series off. So I got all of volume 1 and 2 now. 3, of course, was the late 80s, 90s one. Trying to work on that one, but it's hard to come across them, so I have lots of holes. But the first 2, I was super happy to have. And whenever I see this series, I'm going to pick it up if I don't have it. This is Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. This is number 48. Anything from this series, because of its age and how hard it is to find, and it's just fun. It's a fun book to read because it's just outrageous and silly. And this came out in the mid 60s, 64, I believe is what it was. But yeah, just leave that cover. I mean, Lois Lane is like, it's like she's like Cinderella. And you got the 2 evil stepsisters there making her wash the floor. So I thought that was kind of funny. I always get a good chuckle out of this magazine, especially because of the time period. Some of the stuff just is not very PC. And it's kind of funny to think how stuff was written back then and just compare it to now. Sticking with Superman, I got a bunch of Action Comics, some old ones. They're all readers. These ones are really beat up. As you can see, this one's pretty stained, and I mean, it's got a big chunk missing right there from Superman's shoulder. But this one's number 310, came out in 64. And this is actually what's cool about it, it's the debut of the Jewel Kryptonite. So you see all these Kryptonites rocks on the shelf there. And yeah, that's this is actually a key book. So regardless of condition, I was happy to grab it and find it, type of thing. And just it's a fun read too. One more Superman related book. I found this one. It's the New Adventures of Superboy. This came out in 1980, so this is like right at the start of the 80s. They wanted to give Superboy a reboot. So at number one, first electrifying issue, it's his 16th birthday. So why not? It's a number one. You know, a lot of us get these books. It's like if it's a number one, we're gonna grab it and try it out, type of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna grab it and try it out. Superboy, it was very different from Superman, so sometimes they can be pretty entertaining. Just how do you write Superman as a boy, type of thing. So yeah, it could be pretty interesting. Getting down to it, guys, I have just a couple more right here in front of me. So I did find a couple independents, but the best independent comic that I found was this one. You guys know me. I like my animal comics. So this is Panda Khan. It's a panda with a samurai sword. You know, I have, it seems like pandas are a theme when it comes to like the samurai and ninjas and stuff. But yeah, this was no different. 80s independent, black and white. I love these kind of black and white comics. And then just, yeah, when the characters are your animals in here. And I actually, looking at this art, it's very clean. It's very nice. So I'm looking forward to reading this one. I haven't yet. Oh man, look at this action. It's like some giant bats or something there. So yeah, interesting. PandaCon. We'll check it out. Give it a read. I don't think there's any more. I think this was a one and done type of thing. I mean, I've never heard of, I can't even read that, something press. They're a little too stylized with their text there. But so yeah, super excited to find this and read it. Whenever I find an animal comic that I don't have or haven't seen, I'm excited to get it and add it to the collection. Okay, last two that I have here, guys, and these are kind of, I put them in bags because they're kind of, I played the signature roulette when I was there. So when I was there, Steve was talking about, you know, certain books. He's like, make sure you check it out inside because they did find some Daredevils with some signatures. Unfortunately, no John Burns were found in the X-Men, but as I was going through the X-Men, I was looking, and this one is number 190. It's not really a big book per se, like keys or anything like that, but Chris Claremont wrote it, and you flip it inside, and I did find a signature of John Romita Jr. in there, since he was the artist for the book at this time. It was kind of cool to see it. I mean, I just recently got to meet him at Heroes Con, so, and I got a bunch of stuff signed by him. So here's another one to add to my John Romita Jr. collection. And then the other one I found. Now, this one, guys, you'd be like, what? Well, so what? It's a new universe, DP7. Now, guys, DP7, and I've said this before, it was one of my favorite new universe comics out of all the different titles that they had. Shooter, this was his brainchild. They lasted for, I think, about 2 years is what most of them ran. This one, I think, was one of the long ones. And I've got a couple copies of this. I've been trying to find a real nice copy. This was not too bad. I could use a press. And I probably will because I played that roulette game and won again. And this time it's got right there, Mike Grunwald, right? Is that how you say it? Grunwald. signed it, who was the writer of DP7. So super jazzed to find that added to my DP7 collection. I think I have about 3 or 4 number ones. You know, I have like the newsprint, and then I have my original copy from as a kid, and now I got this one too. So super excited to find that one. But that, guys, is my big old short box. Other than, you know, I did find stuff that I didn't show you guys. Like I got the rest of my Hawkeye runs, and I found a bunch of Moon Knights, the Mark Spector run, and some John Byrne Action Comics. And I also found a big chunk of Green Lanterns from the, you know, the old series. So, but other than that, there's a lot of just other little things here and there I found that were filling out holes, filling out runs. But that was, I think, kind of the big exciting ones that I found that I wanted to share with you guys. So guys, if you haven't yet, please consider giving me a like when you watch this video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and let me know down below in the comments what you guys thought about all of these comics that I showed you guys today. Like I said, I could have showed you a whole bunch more. I filled a short box, but I wanted to kind of keep the video a little bit short, and I really ran through those pretty quick, guys. So leave me a comment down below. What do you guys think of my finds at the dollar garage sale that I went to? And if you haven't yet, check me out over on Instagram. I got an Instagram account that you can see some of the posts. Right now, I'm going through 31 Days of Halloween. So I'm going through the collection, and I'm showing off some of my Halloween spooky covers for the month. So go ahead and go over there, check that out. I appreciate that. Guys, that's all I have for you this time in this video. So happy questing out there, and we'll talk to you next time.